imagine this. Imagine you're in the car right now. And imagine your hands on the steering wheel. And the engine is running. And your foot's on the accelerator. And you want to move forward. And for some reason, the car's not moving forward. And you happen to look down and you see the handbrake is up. What is the handbrake? The handbrake is a safety mechanism, yes? And that's exactly what people do. They live their life walking around planet Earth with this safety mechanism, afraid. And what I do really well is I release that handbrake and allow you to liberate yourself and start moving forward.
Hi, my name is Bridget Bester. I'm here today with Andrew Barsa, wealth psychology expert. We're just watching a bit of footage here of him in South Africa at the Success Summit, where not only did he inspire me hugely, but he inspired so many other people. There was 4,000 odd people there.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. I was absolutely blown away. I'm so glad I'm in front of you today and I can delve into who you are a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Tell me a bit about you and about your background and how you got to this point.
Yeah, well, I guess, I'm 33 today. Life has been fantastic over the last 4 or 5 years, when it comes to being successful in the operations that I get involved in and stuff like in business and, with my wealth psychology, the Millionaire Within product that I've designed, and I've helped, thousands of people all around the world to really achieve what they want. But really before that, life wasn't easy for me, and, I was brought up in a, middle-class family. When I say middle class, I'm talking about someone just making ends meet. We didn't go away on holidays that often, and I saw many arguments in my household with my mum and dad. Consistently fighting over bills and mortgages and so on. And so, as a young child, that really affected me. It really hurt me because when you look at your parents and you love them so dearly, and really you don't really understand what they're fighting about. They're fighting over a piece of paper called money. And what is really money? Money is these days like in the air. It's like part of the cosmos. You don't really handle cash these days. Money is done over online transactions from one account to another. So. But it's funny that we all have an emotional attachment to money, a perception of money due to our experiences and certain events that have happened in our lives and certain incidents that we've seen and experiences. And so for me, I made a very, very conscious decision from a young age that I wanted to be rich and wealthy. I didn't know how, but it was always something as my vision and big picture that I wanted to not only become really successful, but I also wanted to help thousands of people all around the world, because I feel that people could probably resonate with my story, and I feel that some people probably have a tougher story than what I have, and some people slightly a bit better. But for me, it wasn't easy initially. I remember when I was in college, I went directly when I finished high school. I went to college to study a diploma in business studies, and 3 years into my degree, or my diploma, I must say, I decided to quit and drop out. Now, I received a lot of banter from my family and all my friends, and everyone was saying you're mad, you're an idiot, you're crazy, you need a piece of paper. But one thing I really discovered was that the teacher that was teaching me business studies and how to be a master of business, but I found that they had no experience in business, didn't even run his own business, and I thought to myself, well, how can I be taught by somebody that really isn't doing or has done it previously? And I remember one day I was catching the bus going home, and on the way to the bus station, I saw my teacher walking to his car, and the car was really old and banged up, and he looked like he was struggling and had a lot on his mind and stressed out. And that was really what planted the seed in my mind. So I remember coming home and telling mum and dad, listen, I'm going to drop out. And they're like, it was like crazy, fireworks at home. And what I decided to do was get around successful people, because I wanted to understand how do people become successful? What does it actually really take? So before I actually dropped out, though, I did a bit of homework, and I would find successful people that I knew just through my direct network, through family and friends and so on. And I'd ask wealthy, successful people, are you educated? Now, of course, some people would say yes, and some people would say no. But the people that said yes, I'd say, okay, so how much of that piece of paper or that degree that sits on your wall has actually contributed to your wealth and success in life? And I can tell you the majority of them said only about 4 or 5%. And I said, so why? What is that? Why is that the case? And they said, well, you know what? Knowing something and thinking you can do it, and actually going out there and doing it and executing it and having the belief and the conviction is two different things. And that's when, for me, I thought, wow, that's really powerful, because it's not only about the theory, it's about the practical. It's about going out there and making it happen, right? And so that's what I decided to do. So initially, you know, I struggled with myself because I had a lack of belief within myself initially. I knew it was possible, but I had a fear of failure. I didn't want to, you know, fail. And I saw these people becoming successful, and I thought to myself, well, you know, maybe they can do it and I can't. Until the moment I really decided to take my life in my own hands. I remember one day I was working in the corporate world. Now listen, in my early 20s, I bounced around from like job to job. And I was searching the money, I was searching the pay packet. And, you know, I did well. You know, I wasn't not earning, you know, very, very, very poor income. I was earning an average or above average income considering, you know, Australian standards, but I wasn't wealthy and rich. And so I remember one day after about 6 years, I had only $100 in my bank account. And I earned decent money, and I realized, wow, you know, how has this happened? You know, I've been working my butt off. I've bounced from job to job. I've done well, but yet my bank account only tells me I only have $100 Australian dollars. And I thought to myself, I was embarrassed. I remember, you know, girls were trying to, you know, were proposing dates, and I couldn't even afford to take girls on dates. Couldn't have fun with my friends, go out on holidays, and I was really embarrassed by it. And so, at that point, that was an epiphany for me, and I thought, you know what? Enough is enough. I deserve more, and I need to learn how to create, you know, wealth in my life. And so I was very fortunate to get involved and meet a group of traders that helped me become really successful. And so they sat down with me, they mentored me, they worked on my belief, and they literally sat me down and showed me how to make money from the financial markets. And in a very short space of time, I started to do really, really well, and I started to teach people, and that's when I discovered the fact that, you know, I could give one person tools, strategies that work, they'd go off and make a lot of money. Then I'd give that same knowledge and tools to someone else and they'd do nothing with it. And as a coach, you'd say, well, what's the missing link? And of course, the missing link is it's not the knowledge, it's not the intelligence, it's not the academics, it's the belief in one individual and their execution. And that's what I work on today.
Wow, that was quite a journey, quite amazing, hugely inspiring. But you talk about success and about wealth, but how do you define success in your eyes?
I believe, for me, success is in the eye of the beholder. For me, personally, I feel success is a balance of wealth and happiness and love. You need both. It's very, very important to have both. But success is about doing the things that you love, things that you're passionate about, spending time with your family, having quality of life. You know, life is very, very short. We don't have much time. And, you know, people take time for granted. And, you know, people play the blame game and come up with their sympathy story on why, you know, they can't do the things that they want. And I think that's absolutely ludicrous. I actually believe anyone can do what they want. They just have to actually sit down and think about, you know, what is the definition of success to them? What do they really want in life? You know, what makes them happy? You know, from a spiritual perspective, from a financial perspective, from an emotional perspective. And from a physical perspective. And so I think when you have these four elements of life and they're balanced, then you can, you know, truly say that you're successful because, you know, I believe in the yin and the yang. You know, you need balance in life. And so I don't believe that you could be rich and have so much money and have no love and be happy, and vice versa. I don't believe that you could be loved and have no money and still enjoy life. I think you need both. And that's what I work on. I work on consistently spending as much time with my family, my loved ones, and making sure that I experience a lot with them because, you know, life is short. But at the same time, you know, money provides, you know, so many luxuries in life. You have the ability to do a lot of things. Just to give you an example, my father, you know, is a very educated man, but yet throughout his lifetime, he's achieved good things, but has he actually reached his full potential in life? And he'd probably admit himself, no, he hasn't. And so, you know, what money has done for me to help my family is that my father, you know, loves, you know, he's a football fan here in the UK, and he follows the English League, and he loves Liverpool. And his dream from a very young age was to watch Liverpool at Anfield. And so one day I decided to, you know, fly him over to the UK and go watch a game, and we did a really awesome package to it. And it was one of his dreams. He said, this is something I definitely want to achieve before I die. And, you know, for me, I think, you know, when you can do these certain things to the people that you love, I think it's very rewarding.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what you do on stage, and how does one change their mindset to become wealthy?
Thinking you could be wealthy is one thing, but thinking it doesn't mean it's going to happen. You know, thinking is not enough. You have to feel it. You have to believe it. It's something called self-worth. You know, I'll give you something that I say on stage. You know, if Richard Branson is a billionaire, right? Yes. If Richard Branson was to wake up tomorrow morning and he was only worth $10 million, he'd feel broke. where other people, if they were worth $10 million, would think they're wealthy, they feel wealthy, right? So self-worth is really, you know, what's your price tag? What are you worth? What do you think you can offer the world out there? And, you know, for Richard Branson, his self-worth is in the billions. And so, but everyone's thermostat when it comes to their wealth threshold is completely different. And so many people out there are stuck in the thousands of the world, you know, like they're typically earning thousands of dollars for 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years. So they never, you know, believe that they can expand and get into the millions or the billions, because for forever they've been earning only thousands of dollars as their salary. And the moment, isn't it interesting that the moment one gets a bonus, they tend to spend it immediately. They never really invest it in themselves or invest it out there to grow and expand their wealth. They just blow it. And so one thing I suggest people to do, and it's, you need to identify what you want in your life. You have to be specific. You know, what is your vision? What is your mission in life? And why? Why is so important. You know, so many people say, I want to become wealthy, I want to become rich. But my question is why do you want to become wealthy? Why do you want to become rich? You know, I say this, reasons comes first, money comes second. Without the reasons, without the drive, the money will never enter their life. And so, but people are chasing the money. This is why so many people, this is a stat, that people will change their jobs 14 times between the age of 18 and 40 years old. How does one expect to become successful in life when you keep chopping and changing? And because they're chasing the money, they're not chasing what they love. When you chase what you love and you do what you love, you have a passion for it, then you don't feel like you're working. You wake up every day feeling, this is great, I'm doing what I love, and it just happens and it manifests. A lot of people out there focus on what they don't want. I don't want bills, I don't want a mortgage, I don't want to work for my boss, I don't want this, I don't want that, and that's exactly what they get. So what I encourage people to do as step one is identify what you want, have clarity, have purpose, and that is the foundation to success. And then obviously we build from there.
So you're out here in the UK at the moment. You're promoting your Titans of Wealth tour with Greg Zecker. Now, how did that relationship come about?
Well, yeah, I've decided to partner with Greg Zecker. You know, Greg's an amazing man, a very successful trader himself, and he's taught thousands of people how to make money from the financial markets and trading the currency market. And from a strategic point of view, he can help anyone. But what we both decided and agreed on was that, you know, you can have the strategies, but if you're not ready from a mindset perspective, you'll never become successful. But also, you could, you know, be ready from a psychological point of view, but not have the strategy. So you need both. And so what we decided to do was that, because, you know, I am the master when it comes to, you know, rewiring people's mind for success, where, you know, if you feel or believe that your worth is here and this is what you could and bring into your life as far as the income that you're providing, well, I'm going to say no, that's bullshit, because we can always take it to the next level. And what I aim for is, I say, you know, guys, it's not about aiming here and hitting it. It's about actually aiming up here and missing it. And even if you miss it, it's completely fine. Yeah. You know, there's a saying, aim for the moon, even if you miss, you land amongst the stars.
Absolutely.
And so what we decided to do is combine my knowledge and my expertise with his. Yeah. So now you've got the wealth psychology aspect. I create the right person, because when you're the right person, you'll seize opportunities. You'll create opportunities. So for me, it's about creating the right person for success. And then Greg comes in and gives them the strategies on how to execute it. And so when you combine the two together, now you've got a phenomenal formula for people to go out there and actually, you know, achieve the life that they deserve and want. And that's the most important thing. And so, you know, it's a pleasure. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got so many exciting things that we want to share with people. And we're going to embrace it. And in actual fact, our goal together combined is that we want to create, you know, 50 new millionaires within the next 24 months. You know, it will be a challenge, but, you know, if one out there is looking towards that challenge and wants to achieve that, then we're going to be happy to work with you.
Well, Andrew, it was absolutely fantastic getting to know you a bit better. Thanks so much for giving me your time, and I'm excited about the Titans of Wealth tour, so I'll see you there.
Well, thank you very much. Anytime.